So welcome to this fifth session of this Linux administration course. We are proceeding further with last time whatever we have seen the permissions. Okay, these are the permissions I have explained you in last session, and now we are going with this users and groups. Okay, so every operating system has a user that we can log in with. Okay, so that is user can just give me a second. Yeah, so every operating system has a user or multiple users. Okay, so you can log in with your user. Okay, let's suppose we have a user called root. We use this user to log in. Okay, this is our administrator user. Okay, if I have another user like test, this is a local user. Okay, this is this is a local user, you can say, and this can be other user. Okay, so test is the other user for this root user, and root user, and yeah, root user is other user for test user. In the last session I have explained this. So let's see how we can add the users also. So there are groups. Okay, there are a group. So when in Linux, when you create a user with name test, okay, the same, okay, it will create a group with same name. If you create a user with test user with name test, it will create a group as well with the same name test. Okay, we will see how it work, and how we can create the user and how we can create the group. We can create a group. We can create a group manually, which does not require a user. Okay, we can create a single or separate group as well. Like when we execute the user add command to add a new user. Okay, then we can assign the password to the user. Passwd is the command to assign a password. Okay, assign a password. Then group add is the command to add a new group. Okay, to add a new group. Then okay, then these things we are going to see in this session. Now whenever a group will created, when a user gets created, with the same name, a group also will get created. A user's home directory also get created. Now you will come to know what is the home directory concept. A user's home directory also get created. Then okay, then there is a file etc under etc passwd. This file has all users information, and under etc there is a group file. It has all group information. Okay, now these three commands we are going to use. Okay, and yeah, okay, and this information. So this information, whatever you are going to learn in this session, when you complete this training, Linux administration training, and first time when you go to the interview, okay, this all the things they will ask you in the interview, because this is uh, this is uh, this is comes under security as well. This is comes under a user troubleshooting as well, and this is comes under if user troubleshooting means like if a user is not able to log in, or after login it's something, it shows something different prompt or different shell. Okay, so how that you are going to troubleshoot. Okay, so for that this all information is required, and you should know what is the process when you execute the user add command. What is the process, uh, what is the background process of this user add command? What are the things happen? So these are the things. When a user get created, a group will created. Okay, the user's home directory will get created. Then there are two files, a passwd and group. Your users and group entry will get created in those files. Okay, and there is one another. There are two things I have not written over here. First we will see this, and then I will tell you the rest of two things. Okay, so this is important because when you create a user using user add command, okay, that is normal. You can't see what is going on background, so you can't see that. But we you can't see that while you execute the command. Okay, so that's why what we are going to do. We will learn first how to how to add a new user using user add command. Okay, but then we will find out how to create a user without user add command as well, so that you will come to know what are the files and what is the things we need to check if a user has any trouble, or user is not able to log in, or any other shell, or wrong shell, or any other user login prompt you are getting. Okay, so let's see with the practical. Okay, these are the details. Yeah, so let's proceed. I am going to add a user. First I will show you the files. See, this is the file, and you can see there are so many users in this file. Okay, multiple users. There is a user called root. This is our administrator user. See, it mentioned over here it is a super user. Super user is nothing but the administrator user. Then there is a user bin, daemon, adm, lp, sync, shutdown, halt, and so many are there. Okay, and we have created one user called etcd and etcd and test and etcd. These two users we have created manually. Okay, again I will create a user manually using user add command. User add, uh, let's give a name to the user, a new user. Okay, now let's go to this file etc passwd. You will see the new entry has been created over here. Okay, new user, and the numbers, these numbers are this user ID, this is the user's ID, the number, and this is the group ID. Okay, this is a user ID and this is a group ID. Same numbers, these are same numbers for same number for user, and the same number is for group as well. It has, and this is the default design of the operating system. Okay, now let's come to etc group file. You will see the new user group is also created. Okay, now how to create a group? There is a command group add. I will create a new group called production. Okay, now let's go to etc passwd file whether the entry is created or not. See, since the passwd contains only users information, it will not have the group information. Now let's go to the group file. You can see the group is created, production. Okay, and you can check this that the group ID is 1002. Okay, again if I create a user, then the user's entry will get created in the passwd file with 1003, and the group also will created with the ID 1003 as well. Okay, if you want to check user add new, enter. Let's see in the group, you can see new group created is 1003, and the in passwd you can see the new user's ID is changed. Why? Because when we create a user, new user, okay, the serial number, it will use a serial number like this. Like if you create a third user, like new user, new, or any other user, now you create a new user, you will be create, then the user ID will be 100, what you can say, 1004. Okay, user ID new one, and you can see 100. Okay, 1003 has been created. Okay, the group is already there. Okay, the group is already there with the same ID. And yeah, so group is already there with the same ID, but with the same ID you can't create multiple groups. Okay, you with that same ID you can create a user, but not user and group, but that should be only one, that should be unique. Okay, like let's suppose 1005 and you are creating a user one, call this. Okay, so 1005 is the ID for user one. Okay, and this is the ID for user one group as well. Okay, and again if you create user 2 with 1005, so this is not possible. Okay, this is not possible. Okay, so it will take these numbers sequentially, serial wise, 1001, 1002, 1003. Okay, it will create like this. So this is the system's default design. Okay, and when we have created a separate group, okay, when we have created a separate group that is production one with 1002, that's why this 1002 value has not been taken by new user and this new one user, sorry, these groups, because in group there is already 1002 ID for the another group. Okay, so it works like this by default, it's work like this. Also we can change these group IDs manually. Okay, and those should be in 4 digit only, in only 4 digit. Okay, because these 3 digits you can see for this all users, uh, ignore this because we have created manually this user from test to new one. You can see this all users, this IDs, this single digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, these IDs are uh, reserved for the system users. This called system users. Means when the operating system got installed, these users are automatically created. These are not manually created. Okay. So uh, so let's move further how to create a password to the user. So there is a command pass wd, and we have created a user called new. Okay, user called new, and we have created some other users as well, like new user. Look, okay, we will assign a password to new user. So whenever you want to assign a password to the user, you need to execute this command, and after that you need to mention the username. If you don't mention the username, it will set the password, it will reset the password for root user only. Okay, and we don't want to change the root user's password, so you need to focused over here. Okay, then pass wd new user, and I'm giving the password like this, red hat. This is my password for this user. Okay, new user, I have given the password. Now let's see whether I am able to log in with this user. Let's take the duplicate session of this putty session, and then what, new user and the password. Yeah, I'm able to log in. See this prompt, new user @etcd, you can see over it, right? So etcd is the host name of this server. I will show you how to create the host name, how to set the host name to the server. Okay, so the user is successfully logged in. See this prompt. This prompt should look like this after login, after user login. See, if there is another user, other user, okay, a local user we have created manually. Though when those user get login, it will show you the dollar sign over here. Okay, and when you log in with root, it will show you a hash sign. Okay, now password is set and user is able to log in. That means everything is proper. Now when we assign a password to the user, there is a file called etc shadow. This file contains the user's password. Okay, this file contains a user's password. So see, there is a new user, there is a user called new and new one. So you can see new user and new one user doesn't have a password. We haven't set the password. How you can check that? Because how you can check that, you can see here after new user there is a single colon, and after that there is a some uh, encrypted form password. Okay, this is encrypted password for new user. You can't see that password in human readable form. Okay, and yeah, okay, till here, it's still here. Okay, now for new user there is exclamation. This exclamation means the user doesn't have a password. Okay, you can see it here, that exclamation sign is not there, right? After this colon, you can see for new one user as well, exclamation sign is there. Okay, when you assign a password to the user, let's assign a password, pass wd new. I'm assigning the same password red hat, and let's see cat shadow. You can see this is the encrypted password for your user. Okay, now let's see, let's go to the user's home directory. I'm going to cat this passwd file and see, this is the information we got from passwd file for a user, new one user. Okay, so this is a user. Okay, this is a user. This X can contain a password Okay, this X is contain a password. Then this 1003 is user ID. Okay, and instead of writing user ID, I am writing here UID only. Okay, UID, and this is group ID, so GID. Okay, between these two columns you can write the user's information. If you want, you can write like this is test user, that's it. If you want to comment this user, like to just identify this user is what is use of this user, so you can write it over here, or you can make it keep it blank only. Okay, then this /home/new one, so this is a home directory. Okay, and this one is login shell, your login shell. I showed you the login shell. When you log into the user, the shell should be look like this, or there should be a $sign after the user login. Okay, that is the proper login shell. You see it over here, that this is the proper login shell. Okay, the correct one. Now let's come to this home directory. Okay, let's come to this home directory. So this this user's home directory is new one, but it is showing you a full path of this new one directory. Okay, let's go to /home. You can see new one directory is created over here. So in background, when you execute the user add command, it will create a home directory. I have shown you, I have written it over here, right? The user's home directory also get created. Okay, so this home directory got created. Again, if you want to check this, I'm creating a user called Dell, and let's LSC. The Dell home directory is got created, and the user is got created also with the same name. Okay, and the group also can be created with the same name. So this is system default thing. Okay, you can change this value. Okay, you can change the group value as well. Okay, then you can change the home directory as well. You can change this home directory as well. If you want to like see this all users home directory, this is all users home directory it's been created in /home directory. There is a default directory by the operating system that is created in /home. Okay, means there is a default directory /home is created while installing the operating system, and your all users directory will be created where in /home only. Just like Windows, when you create a user, it will go into C and users. So these are all users I have. I have a test users. Okay, so users here in Windows, nothing but a home in Linux for a new user. Okay, whenever you add a new user, the user's home directory will get created in /home directory. Okay, now in the background of user add command, the directory also will get created, and the thing I have skipped, that is when you create a user, let's using user add command, let's see the this shadow file contains the username, user information. Okay, I will tell you what is this information, in the next session, but just focus here that shadow file also create an entry for the user to store that user's password. Okay, to store that user's password, but you can see there is an exclamation mark, means the user is not yet set with the password. Okay, so let's set the password to this user, passwd del giving the same password red hat and come to shadow, you can see that Dell has the password. This is the encrypted password. Okay, so you can write it over here. Also, users entry will get created in etc shadow file which stores users passwords. Okay, and one another thing that I will show you in next session, and how to create manual user without using user add command, that we will see in the next session. Okay, so practice these three commands: user add, group add, and pass wd, and see whether your directory is getting created, whether your users entry is getting created in etc pass wd, a group entry is created in etc group file, and the users entry also should get created in etc shadow. Also check whether your user is able to log in properly. Okay, so let's see you in next session. Thank you for watching this session. Practice the sessions. Without practice you can't achieve anything. Thank you so much.